If you saw the sunshine this morning, then you know it's a good time to sing This Joy That I Have. A beautiful way to start our time together. Ah, well, welcome to CVUUS, Champlain Valley Unitarian Universalist Society, where we strive to nourish lives of meaning, integrity, and service. And part of living with integrity is to acknowledge that the land that we gather on is land that was seized from the Western Abenaki people and claimed by European colonizers. And that land is so beautiful when it's covered with white snow. Wow. But to acknowledge the Abenaki is to acknowledge a culture that has been seeing over 10,000 winters, starting from the Ice Age, when they were hunting woolly mastodons, to our current age of warming climate, when winter doesn't show up until late March. Oh, but this icing and warming is a good rhythm for maple trees and maple sugaring off. And did you see the beautiful sugaring moon this morning, early this morning? Oh my goodness, beautiful moon, reminding us of another gift from the indigenous people, maple syrup. So the Sogalikos is the name of the moon. Sogalikos moon, the sugaring moon, is just a good reminder of one sweet gift, maple syrup. But this service is filled with sweet gifts. One of the sweetest, Reverend Johanna Nichols, our minister Emerita, and she's going to be leading our service. My name is Battjes-Greenwood, and I'll be the worship associate. The choir has showed up in amazing numbers given the weather, and with our gifted Ronnie, and so many people have shoveled the path, making it ready. Miles and miles of shoveling, right? Isn't that true, Miles? Where's Miles? Miles and miles of shoveling, yes, happened. So many gifts have made it possible for us to gather today. If you have a joy or concern, then I'd invite you to fill out the yellow card and put it in the offering plate. If you are one of our sweet people on Zoom, and we have a lot of people we're suspecting are on Zoom, so you can always put something in the chat, and I'm sure that Mary or Richard down by the soundboard will put that message into our offering baskets also, so that we can hear from you. And we are glad that you're joining us as well. Now, please turn off those distracting devices that we carry around with us and allow yourself to be present, whatever it takes to turn on to being present and fully here as Poppy sings for us, "I Am Willing" by Holly Neer.
I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, there is sorrow in my town, there is a panic all across the nation, there is wailing the whole world round. May the children see more clearly, may the elders be more wise, may the winds of change caress us. even though they burn our eyes. Give me a mighty hope to hold my confusion, and give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder, and give me an ocean to hold my tears. For I am open and I am willing, for to be helpless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Who's lighting the chalice this morning? Gwen and Julia. As Gwen and Julia light the chalice, let us read together our chalice lighting. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of freedom.
All right. Good morning. I am here again with Jet Pig to do one more of our proposed shared UU values, which will be voted on in June at General Assembly. So, as usual, Jet Pig likes to hide. So I'll start with seeing if any kids can see them. They usually hide somewhere around in this world up front. Anybody? Yes, Becky. Another podium? Yes. The little pig butt sticking out. Thank you. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so let's see what's in their backpack. Backpack. They were Jet Pig, fueled by love. All right. Ooh, look, there's a card. It says to Poppy. Wait, what? I'm supposed to open this later. Okay, put that there. All right. So, let's see what we got. Starts with a P. Jet Pig. Peppa. Papa. Pluralism. Plural, so more than one. Ism. This one feels kind of hard. What? Jetpig has something that's going to help me understand this one better. So, back there. Cool. It's a present. I love presents. If any kids want to come up and help me with this next bit, you definitely are welcome to, and you don't need to. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so this is exciting. All right, so let's look at this. I'm going to shift to this one. Hey, Mary, I'm going to shift. Sorry. I didn't warn her that I was doing this. All right, my friends. So we have a present, which is awesome. I really love opening stuff. My mom said when I was little, after Christmas, I would just like wrap stuff to open it. Because why not? Totally fun. So, and it's so festive. It's so pretty. So I want help from the kids. Hold on one second. Kind of, yeah. I'm just checking in about reading levels here.
Well, I'm in second grade.
Yeah.
And in my high school, first grade is basically all about reading, and I'm past that, so I'm basically great at reading.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that. In second grade, first grade is mostly all about reading. He's past that, so he's pretty great at reading. Fabulous, thank you. Okay, so there's a slip on the front of the gift. So, oh, the handwriting is hard. About, oh, you read it, even though the E was written backwards.
Oh, where's the E?
Look at that weird E. Okay, about Jetpig.
Wait, what are the
Oh, there's stuff on the side. Okay,
Milky Way balls?
so hold on a second. Say that one again.
Milky Way balls.
Milky Way bars. Hold on. Yeah, I want to give Maya one.
What are those? They, them.
They, them, like they, them pronouns, I guess.
Yeah.
Milky Way bars, they, them.
Love hiding.
Love hiding. All right, what's the last one?
Can fly over powered by loves.
Can fly, powered by love. Okay, so what? Yeah, but what's the deal with the stuff on the outside of the box, do you think?
I don't know. It's about Jetpig.
Oh, right, it's about Jetpig. It said on the top. Okay,
Jetpig.
yeah, so open it up.
Right, I'm ready.
I am also ready.
Ready?
Yeah, open it together, nice.
I'm gonna go. Oh.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Before you read this, can you just show? Amaya, can you turn it so people can see what you're looking at?
So many things.
Right, so many things. There's all this really, really pretty, shiny stuff. That's surprising. I've never even seen stuff like that.
It looks like confetti.
Yeah, it's like Easter grass, but all, it's like the stuff you used to put on Christmas trees, and then your parents are like, we're never getting this out of the house ever. Like icicles, kind of. All right, so let's see what these are. Let's see what's in the box.
What all these messages.
I'm going to hold this.
Big extended family outside Boston.
Right, big extended. Extended means like it's not just the family you live with necessarily. Right, big extended family, uncles and aunts and people of that nature. Big extended family outside Boston, right?
Is this supposed to be danger? I think this is danger. What? Have anxiety for tech. What is this?
Yeah. I think Jetpig does their E's backwards. Have anxiety.
Have anxiety. And takes
Yep.
medicine forward.
Right. Have anxiety and take medicine for it. Wait, hold on one second. Amaya, you want to do this one? Great dancer.
Great dancer.
Great dancer. And the last one.
Good at organizing protests. What's this?
Good at organizing protests, and that little symbol means and.
Parades. That's
That's a hard one.
detail oriented.
Good at organizing protests and parades, detail-oriented. Okay?
Hey, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means either. So I'm going to ask the two, what do you think these things are that were in the box? What are these things?
They're all about JetPig.
You think these are about JetPig too? Well, I didn't know that JetPig was a great dancer. Did anybody here know that?
What?
No. I mean, they've talked about protests and parades before, so I am surprised at the detail-oriented part, but have anxiety. I don't know that I would have known that about them, right? Sometimes when you look at someone, you can't tell like what's going on. They have anxiety and take medication for it. I do too, actually. I take medicine for anxiety as well. Okay, so we have a box. Oh, right, no, I get it. Yeah, so the box is about JetPig, right? And so the outside of the box is stuff that you can see on the outside of JetPig, right? I mean, JetPig told us that they used they/them pronouns. They just told us that they are powered by love. Milky Way bars. Did anyone remember the time we saw the Milky Way bar wrappers come out of the backpack? There were like 30. And love hiding. So I knew all those things about JetPig. But the stuff in the inside, I didn't. It's things that we didn't know, exactly, right? The stuff on the inside of JetPig is stuff that we didn't know. Yeah, that's cool. You know, what? Right, what is it? Oh, it's sticking. Yeah. Next to each other somewhere and take it with you. Take the whole box. Take the whole box. Thanks. And we'll sweep the rest up. Take the whole thing. Okay? Yep. Here. Maya, can you take that part too? I'm going to move the stuff that spreads everywhere to another part of the room so that Laura, our office manager, who tries to keep this room clean, will love me so much. Because now it will be over there too. Right, so that gift is really cool because the outside is like, right, it's like what's outside of us, and we can see it, or it's more obvious. And the inside was stuff that's like what's inside of us, and we would need to learn about it, or how else would we find out about it? What's inside? Right, we have to get to know JetPig. JetPig might need to tell us, or a friend of JetPig says, "Oh, did you know JetPig is a great dancer?" or something like that, right? Right, or a family member says that. What? Read the card. Ooh, the card. I forgot about the card. Okay, to Poppy. This is really hard to read, JetPig. Yeah. They're saying it's hard to hold markers. Yeah, okay. We are like gifts. We are like gifts, is what it says in the back. All right, we got a little card thing here. I'm going to actually move over here. I'm usually so good about telling the sound person what microphones I'm going to use. And then the one time I use more than one, I tell them nothing. So, whoa. All right. I think I can read this. Oh, this is the rest of the value thing on the front of the card. Okay. Pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse, so different, in culture, experience, and theology, like religious beliefs. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and what we have in common with love, curiosity, and respect. All right. The handwriting is bit, well, I don't know, it's not hand, the what? The foot writing? The hoof. They have hooves? Okay, the hoof writing is big, so there's not as much as you might think here. Pluralism is at the core of Unitarian Universalism. We are all sacred beings. We are all different. We learn from each other, and we try to embrace our differences. We are better together. UUs are all different, even in our religious beliefs, but we are alike in our values about how to treat each other and live in the world. The embarrassing differences, what? Oh, the embracing differences are what pluralism is, right? It's about embracing differences. Each of us is a gift. Each of us is a gift. We have an outside and an inside. So be curious. Really learn about each other. Listen and embrace the whole box of a person with love, curiosity, and respect. Love, Jet Pig. That's great. Jet Pig, thank you. All right. Now we're going to go over to Ari and think about pluralism.
The donee this month for whom we share our offering is the Atria Collective. It's formerly known as Women's Safe, and it's a way of supporting people who are going through some difficult transitions. So give as generously as possible and keep these neighbors in your hearts and prayers. some milestones and passages. One, it was a great way to pass time this Friday night, I hear. That the open mic Friday evening was wonderful. There was talent in an extensive amount, and thanks to our music ministry team for all their energy. Can't wait till we do it again. And if you do it again, I'd want to see Ellen in a shower cap. Just heard about that. That's and also, Reverend Johanna's family is delighted to be joining us from Istanbul. Isn't it amazing? Yes. So glad you're here. And also, Lori Borden is smiling at us today. She's joining us from Montana. So it's good to have Lori and so many people zooming in with us. Jean also gave us this path. Oh, it's a Pathways to Connection, so I'll save it towards the end. Is that okay? All right. Those are the yellow cards for milestones and passages. I'm mindful in this sugaring moon that some milestones and passages are difficult and some of them are sweet, much like I'm back to the maple syrup thing, that there are times in which we're branching out and there are times in which we have to hold our strength in and we're retreating below the surface. So I'd ask you to bear in mind those people who have milestones and passages and pay attention to those who might be going under the surface and needing to build up their strength.
Either I've shrunk or this has gotten taller. I think of my box. It takes a lot of work to get that sweet maple syrup, I can tell you. Yes, a lot of work. Well, this morning, I would like to bring you a meditation from Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. He says when he's feeling alone or starting to feel despair creeping in, he pauses for this simple meditation. So I'd just like you to take your right hand, put it over your heart, and if you wish, close your eyes. I invite you to think about the people who have loved you over the years. The people who have been there for you during difficult times, who have supported you without judging you, and who stood by your side even when it was hard. Think about the people who have celebrated your moments of greatest joy with you, the people who saw your successes as theirs, the people who derive such pleasure and fulfillment from seeing you happy. Just feel their love flowing through you, lifting you up, brightening your mood, and filling your heart. And know that that love is always there, even if they are not physically with you, because you carry that love in your heart. And know that you are and always will be worthy of that love. We will pause for 15 seconds. I will keep the time. And now open your eyes. Take a moment to turn to someone near you, if you wish, to share the names of those who came to you during the meditation. Say their names and a word that describes them. My mother, my teacher, my friend. not a story, and I will ring the bowl to bring us back together. Ronnie's going to join me for a moment. Choose to bless the world. This song originated as a poem in a book of poems by the Reverend Dr. Rebecca Ann Parker. And Nick Page, who's a Unitarian Universalist liturgist and musician, put it to this music. The choir sang it when we dedicated the sanctuary. And it just had to be sung again. It's so gorgeous. So thank you so much, choir. I know it's not an easy piece. So in the introduction to this book of poetry, Reverend Robert Hardy wrote, "There are times in our lives when it feels like things are falling apart, when loss strips our days of joy, when death robs us of someone we love or violence shatters our sense of security, when war, genocide, and injustice lead us to the brink of despair." This poem and this choral music are a response to the question, what can save us now?
Good morning, everybody. Just want to say very quickly, a couple minutes into this piece, there is a neat moment where the audience is actually invited to join in the singing. And the tune that you're asked to sing is the Jubilate Deo, which some of you might already know. But just before we start, so it's the tenors that are going to kind of be your buddies and be singing that with you. Yeah, say hi, tenors. Yeah, over there. Good, over there. So just before we actually start the piece, choir, could we just sing through a Jubilate Deo just once, any of them? 1, 2, 3, and... So that's what you are invited to sing along with if you choose. Or just listen, whatever suits you best. I'll cue you, don't worry.
Reverend Christina and Reverend Tricia say, take a breath. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Whew. This week, there is a confluence of the three monotheistic world religions. The Muslim Ramadan, which they're celebrating in Istanbul, the Jewish Purim, and the Christian Easter, with pagan, Wiccan, and Hindu celebrations of spring scattered among them. Well, next Sunday is Easter, but close enough. Being Unitarian Universalists, we are not weighted with a long history, yet there is a tradition celebrated religiously by some believers this week on March 28th. Anyone? March 28th? Yes, that's not what I have in mind. I'll give you a clue. Carl's not here. Carl Lindholm. What would he say? The proper opening day of the baseball season. Yes. Never mind that little baseball game in, where was it, South Korea or somewhere. January, the cloudiest month since 1951, is behind us. Never mind Joni Mitchell looking at ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. January was clouds that only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I live in the capital city, your capital city, that was completely shut down for 6 months by a devastating flood. City Hall, state office buildings, stores, the library, all the churches, the post office, theaters, the Supreme Court, the courthouse, no hardware store to access supplies for repairs, pharmacies, no coffee shops, bakeries, or restaurants, no toy store, Ella and Maya. The Unitarian Church kitchen was destroyed, the elevator motor lost. When the downtown closed, in every empty store window, artwork was displayed to lift our spirits. In the drawing board window hung this quote from author and marathon runner Haruki Murakami. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. The residents of Montpelier are not the same. I am not the same. We are living with 3 rivers where since July, any snowmelt accompanied by rain or every substantial rainfall can raise the water over their banks into the downtown. And with business owners in debt from the pandemic and the flood, it is clear that the city cannot survive another disaster. We celebrate that maybe 2/3 of the businesses that once created a vibrant downtown are open. But we live with the grief of what was lost and the anxiety of what's to come. The storm is not really over. We are witnesses to climate change. We know our fragility. Montpelier stood up a commission for recovery and resilience because that's what they're like, that community. Part of that is a long-term recovery group formed to support residents for whom insurance, FEMA, and other funds are not enough to make their homes livable. I belong to that group. Of course, this disaster revealed economic disparity of families who do not have $100,000 to $200,000 to raise their houses above flood level. And even if they qualify for a buyout, it will not cover their mortgages or give them a place to live. Numa and Georgina, members of the Unitarian Church, are living on their second floor with no kitchen, no hot water, and little heat. We will not abandon them. The power of your mind, the strength of your hands, the reaches of your heart can bless or curse the world. The Unitarian Church opened its doors as a warming shelter for people with no housing when the temperature dropped to 10 above zero. Only one church in town has a functional kitchen. Now we all prepare the weekly community lunches in the Episcopal Church. In days and weeks like this, we accompany, we walk alongside each other, and we carry the load of our pain and our fear together. We wear hope like a skin. Last autumn, I planted 25 snowdrop bulbs in my flower garden. On Wednesday, I was giddy to see what survived the winter. Well, snowdrops, grape hyacinth leaves, hellebore buds, and buds on the Miskim lilac. And the next day, they were covered with snow, and it was 12 degrees. In her poem, Snowdrops, Louise Glick wrote, "I did not expect to survive, earth suppressing me. I didn't expect to waken again, to feel in damp earth my body able to respond again, remembering after so long how to open again in the cold light of earliest spring. Afraid, yes, but among you again, crying, yes, risk joy in the raw wind of the new world." It would not be right for me to miss the anticipation of spring. Afraid for my city, yes, afraid for this broken world, but among you again. There is an embrace of kindness that encompasses all life. I will not allow grief to obstruct my joy for those determined little snowdrops who open under clouds that rain and snow on them. My flower garden is my sweet spot in this slow motion train wreck of climate crisis. There is an important anniversary this month for CVUUS to celebrate. On March 5th, just 1 year ago, this congregation adopted your own version of the 8th principle. We commit to journey toward spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community through our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. In the Article 2 proposal to change the Unitarian Universalist Association bylaws, beloved community, by definition, happens when people come together in an interdependent relationship of love, mutual respect, and care that seeks to realize justice within the community and in the broader world. As long as I have known this congregation, this has been your intention. With this covenant, you are making this a spiritual practice. This covenant has led you to Paula Cole-Jones, to the concept of creating communities within community. This is a whole new adventure. Perhaps some of you remember a time when the leaders of the Council of Committees met monthly at Brett and Carl's home for a potluck. As vice president, Brett was the convener. We shared a meal, shared our lives, and then shared with each other the ups and downs of leadership, discovered how our committees were interrelated. We called this collaboration shared ministry. Taking big steps comes with change, and change comes with anxiety. But you have been preparing for this shift in paradigm from congregation as one family to communities within community. I want to lift up some of the steps you have been taking to accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions. Jean Terwilliger and Mike Greenfield offered book groups from Breathe, A Letter to My Sons, to Cast, to Just Mercy, from white fragility to woke racism, Asian American histories, and currently, rough sleepers. You begin worship with the land acknowledgement, fly the Black Lives Matter and Rainbow Pride flags. You are intentional about diversity from the music you bring into worship services, to the groups you choose to share the plate with, to the groups you host from the wider community, including the Mexican Consulate and the Addison Allies ESL class. What's more is that I imagine many of you are beginning to embody this covenant, to feel the change within yourselves. There are times in the history of Unitarian Universalism when we had to stand up for the core values of our faith. We are in such a time. The backlash to the Black Lives Matter movement, to immigration and threats to transgender people, to women and abortion providers are tearing our society apart and endangering lives. Some percent, possibly a majority, of the country wants to build multiculturalism, dismantle racism and other oppressions, use the democratic process to make decisions, while the other percent, possibly a minority of the country, wants to limit accessibility and inclusion in citizenship and attack democratic institutions. We seem to be losing our moral compass. I don't know if you, like me, if you are fearful for our institutions. This is a nation built on the rule of law. It is our foundation. In a recent letter, historian Heather Cox Richardson wrote, "The founders had used their passions to create a system of laws, but the time for passion had passed, lest it tear the nation apart. The next generation must support democracy through sober reason," Abraham Lincoln said. He called for Americans to exercise general intelligence, sound morality, and in particular, a reverence for the Constitution and laws. We are not even certain that the Supreme Court reveres the Constitution. We are not sure how to stop this sledgehammer to our foundation. We are such a small association of congregations, and the challenges are so great. We need to partner with others to stand up for what is fair, what is just, and for core values, to have the moral courage to speak truth to the powers that are attacking the migrant and trans communities, advocating violence against women, taking away health care, denying climate change, throwing children into poverty, and attempting to erase the history of racism in America. I vacillate between fear and rage. There is so much to lose. I resent having to manage fear. I resent the fear that's being whipped up. I resent having to manage that. And rage only makes me feel powerless. Michael J. Fox says, if you obsess on the worst case scenario, if you obsess on the worst case scenario and it actually happens, then you've lived it twice. I don't want to do that. We don't necessarily become adults equipped with the skills we need to face our fears. We are constantly learning. Haruki Murakami says, "What seems threatening is just the echo of the fear in my own heart." What seems threatening is just the echo of fear in my own heart. Jack Russell and Glenda Otto from the Center for Self-Sustaining Leadership say that most of us have fears, often the same universal fears. It's part of being human. We all try to cover up, hide, avoid, and deny our fears, but they don't go away. Having fear is not bad or wrong. It's human. If we are willing, our fears can inform us. Facing into fear is a powerful option. We can embrace and change our fear. It's also part of being human. In the course, they teach skills to move from fear to love. Rebecca Parker names the skills of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting. Any of these can do the work of justice or offer love. Vivek Murthy reminds us that when you stand in strength, you allow others to find you. And every time you act out of love, whether that's to a member of your own family or a moment of kindness you express to a stranger, you are telling people around you that it's okay to give and receive love as well. You are inspiring people to be a new way and to be a new person in the world that constantly seems dark. And he says, in a world that is full of despair, small acts of kindness are radical acts of defiance, and they're the force we need to ultimately build the world that we all need. He assures us that there are others out there who want what we want, a world that is more connected, a world where we can actually be there for one another, a world that is actually powered by love. And that is within our grasp. We only have to see it, to name it, and start taking actions in our day-to-day lives to build that world and reflect those values. We don't have to do the work alone. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The choice to bless the world draws you into community, the endeavor shared, the heritage passed on, the companionship of struggle, the importance of keeping faith. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility. Waiting. Choose to bless the world. And now we have a wonderful hymn with There Is More Love Somewhere. And it builds. So we start a little quietly, but I want to hear you when we get there.
Pathways to Connections. Now, we just sang about love and peace. And next week, we're invited to practice resurrection. Between now and then, one real good symbol of resurrection is spring peepers. You look out there and you wonder, is it ever going to happen? But on Friday, there's going to be some speakers from the Green Mountain Club here talking about Vermont amphibians, and you as residents of Turtle Island are welcome to come and hear about the frogs and the amphibians and to think about practicing resurrection and hearing that chorus of voices. That's at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the sanctuary, Green Mountain Club. The other pathway to connection. In April, we will be exploring what this congregation means to each one of us. One way to do that will be having dinners together. Isn't that the right way to get to know what this congregation means, person to person? So please see Jean Twilliger and sign up, or watch for an email to sign up. So ask Jean how you can participate, or look for that email, because that is a great way for us to talk about what this congregation means as we practice that peace, love, joy, and resurrection. Those are our pathways to connection, and now our closing words.